Good morning YouTubians, it's Kermit's Ghost, and today I am reviewing number 4 on the top 100 cult movies that you should see poster. And today's film of choice is A Clockwork Orange, the Stanley Kubrick classic. I've not seen this for a fair few years, so before I put this on, I'm going to go get myself a nice cup of tea, draw the curtains and see what it's all about. So in this film we've got Malcolm McDowell, we've got Warren Clarke, James Marcus, Michael Tarn as Patrick McGee, Steve Burkoff and David Prowse. The film is set in the UK in the future. You know it's a future, but it's undetermined as to when because they never mention a date, but it's quite a bleak future. We follow the story of Alex, played by Malcolm McDowell. He has a group of friends that he refers to as his droogs. This is a Russian term for friend and buddy, that kind of thing. But there is a language throughout the film that is incoherent. Now, him and his friends, they are ultra violent and they go out at night dressed in like elaborate clothing. They have like white boiler suits, a big jock strap on and a bowler hat and canes. And they go out and they beat people at random. They even resort to murder, rape and like home invasion and just beating up on the weak. One of the key points of the film is when they arrive at a house, they knock on the door with the pretense that they need to use the phone because there's an emergency outside. When the lady opens the door, they barge in, they beat up the husband who is a writer, they beat him to the point where he can't walk anymore, and they rape his wife in front of him while singing in the Rain. A bit later on, the gang are drinking in the milk bar. Two of the gang members, Dim and Georgie, tackle Alex and almost like a mutiny. They say that they want like new leadership and they want to take the gang in a different direction and get more from their violence. They're going to steal more from their victims. And Alex goes along with this whilst he's in the milk bar. A little bit later, whilst walking down the canal, he attacks both of them, slashing a hand of one of them and beating the other one senseless. So George and Dim feel humiliated by Alex and they kind of get their revenge because at the next victim's house, the cat lady, Alex breaks in to unlock the door for the rest of the gang to come in. The cat lady has rung the police and the rest of the gang have left Alex alone. So he consequently gets arrested and he is sent to prison for 14 years. We find out that Alex was sent to prison for 14 years because when he broke into the writer's house and raped the wife in front of the husband, the wife died as a result of her injuries. Whilst in prison, Alex finds out there's this new radical treatment. It's like a 2-week course. And he doesn't know anything about it, but if you're chosen and you accept and you complete this course, then you're free to go. Your prison sentence is null and void. Now Alex is enrolled into this program and the treatment is you are strapped into a chair, your eyes are clamped open, you get drops put in your eyes all the time and you are being bombarded with ultra violent images and classical music. So Alex is now brainwashed and a reformed person. Any signs of violence and he feels physically sick. So he goes about his day and unfortunate for Alex, the tables are turned and he stumbles across some of his victims. The first one is a homeless man who recognises Alex for what he did to him and him and his friends beat him up. And then Alex bumps into 2 police officers which happen to be his old gang members, his old droogs, Dim and Georgie. They take him out into the middle of nowhere, almost drown him, beat him up and leave him in a mess. Alex then crawls along in search for help and happens to come across the house, knocks on the door, and unfortunately for Alex, it happens to be the writer whom he beat to a pulp, whose wife died as a result of Alex raping. Now the writer doesn't recognise Alex at first because he's covered in mud and blood, so he tells Alex, go and have a bath and I'll get my assistant to cook you some dinner. Alex is in the bath and he starts singing in the Rain, and then the writer recognises him and he wants revenge. They drug Alex, put him upstairs in a room. Alex tries to escape and he jumps out the window and almost kills himself. So that is where I'll leave the story. I don't want to give too many spoilers away. I'll leave you something to look forward to. So did I enjoy this movie? Well, I did write in my notes that it was slow, self-indulgent and just an excuse to show female nudity. but the story did shine through, so I would give it a 5 out of 10. So have you seen Stanley Kubrick's A Clockwork Orange? Did you agree with my assessment or not? Leave a comment down below. I will get back to you eventually, I promise. Give it a thumbs up, that really does help the channel, and subscribe if you haven't. It's all free. Why wouldn't you? And on that note, thank you so much for watching and choosing my channel today. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.